Heartwarming twist. Abandoned girl discovers amazing millionaire's life-changing help after loss. Lily Miller had never imagined that the most extraordinary chapter of her life would begin with the tragic loss of her mother. The day her world shattered, a storm raged within her heart, and silence fell like an unyielding fog over their small trailer park home in that heaven, Missouri. The ragged edges of grief gnawed at her, and with no family to lean on and whispers of judgment hanging over her like storm clouds, Lily felt utterly abandoned. No one came to check on her. No one bothered to knock on her door. She felt invisible. Days turned into weeks, the loneliness suffocating. The trailer creaked, echoing her hollow existence. Lily's mother had been her everything, the sun in her small universe. Struggling to make ends meet while pouring love into their simple life, her absence left a void that nothing could fill. With each sunrise, Lily faced the harsh reality of the world around her, a neglected heart in a broken-down trailer park where weeds overran the yards and familiar faces turned away from her pain. Then there was Mr. Thompson, the town's reclusive millionaire. He lived in a grand house at the end of town, windows dark like his heart. Kids said he hoarded gold like a dragon, all alone since his wife had died years ago. They whispered about his craggy face, twisted with scorn. But one day, Lily stumbled upon him in the park, his eyes clouded with sorrow. Timidly, she approached him, hand trembling but her heart desperate for kindness. "What do you want?" he growled, startled by her intrusion. But Lily's spirit shone through, and she offered him a timid smile. "I just wanted to say hi." For the first time in years, Mr. Thompson felt a flicker of warmth. He was reminded of his wife, the laughter they shared. Tension hung in the air, thick with unspoken emotions. A moment ticked into eternity, and suddenly, something broke inside him, a small sliver of hope. Their unlikely friendship grew. Lily's laughter filled his empty halls once more. They planted a small garden together, laughter spilling over dirt and seeds, vibrant colors that matched her joy. But soon, the town's whispering voices permeated their joy. "What's a poor girl doing with Mr. Thompson?" They chuckled, eyebrows raised in judgment. Members of the elite questioned what he saw in a girl from the trailer park. Then came the letter, delivered to her doorstep. An old secret, one that had the potential to uproot everything they cherished, unfurled like a dark cloud looming above them. It sent tremors of uncertainty through their bond, threatening to fracture the fragile connection forged in love and understanding. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now, let's continue. As the town's meeting approached, charged with restless anticipation, everything hinged on the fragile hope that Lily and Mr. Thompson crafted. They stood side by side, a young girl and a battered man, each other's beam of light in a converging storm. Yet uncertainty danced around them, wrapping its icy fingers about their resolve. Would they unite to challenge the harsh realities of class and expectation, or would the shadows of prejudice tear them apart? The air crackled with tension, leaving the outcome hanging in the balance. Would love truly conquer all? The night before the town meeting hung heavy with anticipation. In the dim light of her trailer, Lily paced the tiny kitchen, her hands wringing together. The letter still lay on the table, the edges crumpled from her repeated reading. It was a stark reminder of the past, one she wished had stayed buried. A tarnished locket had been discovered, an heirloom passed down through generations, revealing a shocking truth that threatened to pull them apart. "Lily, are you ready?" Mr. Thompson's voice broke through her thoughts, rooted in an unexpected warmth that crept into her heart like sunshine. His presence, though gruff, had become a sense of solace. She turned to face him, forcing a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "I'm trying to be," she admitted, her voice barely a whisper. He stepped closer, searching her face. The lines etched on his forehead deepened. "We'll face them together. Don't think about the townsfolk. They can't understand what we have." But what if she hesitated, her heart racing at the very thought? What if they don't want us to have it? Mr. Thompson's expression softened, and he reached out to grip her shoulder firmly, yet gently. "If they think our friendship is wrong, they need to look into their own hearts. Love doesn't obey the rules of others. You've reminded me of that." Her heartbeat steadied, the fear ebbing away at his steadiness. Maybe together they could withstand the storm. The powerful image of children squabbling over a broken toy came to her mind, silly, yet fighters in their desire. She straightened, feeling a surge of confidence. In the morning light, they made their way to Town Hall, a towering building that stood with all the might of tradition and judgment surrounding it like a protective fortress. The crowd was buzzing with gossip, eyes flickering like fireflies. Lily felt the heaviness of their stares, whispers darting through the air like a cold breeze. "Look at her, thinking she belongs," someone scoffed. Lily clenched her fists, grounding herself with Mr. Thompson's presence beside her. He stood resolute, an anchor against the tides of scorn. As they entered, Lily's breath hitched. She was drowning in apprehension. The seats were filled with townsfolk, some familiar faces, others foreign. The mayor, an imposing figure, called the meeting to order, and all eyes turned to Lily and Mr. Thompson. "Let us address the elephant in the room. This partnership." He paused, gauging the response. But then a voice broke through. A woman. Someone Lily didn't recognize, but who seemed to radiate warmth. "It's not just a friendship. Look at the garden they created. Look at how they brought life back to this community. Isn't that worth celebrating?" Lily felt her heart swell. This wasn't just about her. It was about the connection they forged and the lessons learned. But the murmur grew louder, doubt still hanging in the air. "It's unnatural," someone shouted from the back. The words felt like a slap, and a crack formed in her newfound courage. Mr. Thompson stepped forward, voice steady. "Love is never unnatural. It may be unrecognized by some, but it exists fiercely in this world. If we allow it to be diminished by what others think." He took a breath, his vulnerability shimmering. "We give power to hate instead of embracing the strength of family and community." Lily squeezed his hand, heat sparking between them, an electric connection that reminded them both of the fire they ignited. The moment hung heavy as they waited for the response, a tipping point for the rest of their lives. But before anything could unfold, a loud crash echoed through the halls. Doors burst open, and a figure, cloaked and shadowy, rushed in a whirlwind, with an elusive determination in their eyes. The room fell silent, all attention drawn to the unexpected. "Stop!" the intruder shouted, voice filled with urgency. "You're about to hear something that changes everything." Lily's heart raced. Who was this person, and what did they have to say? As the tension thickened like fog, she felt the weight of the moment. Would this even more chaotic twist bring destruction or a revelation? What awaited them now? The figure stepped forward, shadows dancing around the edges of their cloak. A murmur swept through the room, a mix of curiosity and unease. Lily's breath hitched again, heart pounding like a drum, as she tried to catch a glimpse of the intruder's face. Underneath the hood, a glint of recognition flickered. This was Ava, the girl who faded into the backdrop of town life, lost in whispers and half-remembered histories. "Ava?" Mr. Thompson's voice broke the silence, his brows knitting together in confusion. "What are you doing here?" Ava drew back her hood, revealing striking features accentuated by a flush of excitement. "I found something crucial." Her eyes darted around the room as if expecting an immediate attack. "You all need to listen to me. It's about the locket." The room erupted into a cacophony of murmurs and gasps. The locket! The very emblem of their division and strife. Lily glanced at Mr. Thompson, whose face now mirrored her own blend of concern and curiosity. "What do you mean? What are you talking about?" Lily asked, stepping forward, unwilling to let them dismiss Ava. "It belonged to my mother," Ava continued, her voice shaky but resolute. I didn't know much about her, but I discovered that the locket holds secrets about this town that could change how everyone sees you. What sort of secrets? The mayor interjected, skepticism etched in his features. Ava squared her shoulders, breath shaky but steadying. Secrets that link our families in ways you wouldn't believe. It's about love, loss, and how we are all woven together, how we can choose to come together, or let fear divide us. A soft gasp came from the back. You mean this is about more than just them? The words tumbled out, full of hope and confusion alike.
Yes,
Ava exclaimed. She swept her hand toward Lily and Mr. Thompson. Their friendship sparked something in me that I thought was lost, a connection to my mother and to this very community. We can't let old grudges dictate who we are today. Lily's heart swelled with a mix of disbelief and cautious optimism. Could it be true? Could their pain be reformed into something that unites rather than divides? But the room remained divided, half whispering cooperation, while others still scowled. Show us then, came a voice harsh and disruptive. Prove this isn't just some ploy for sympathy. A wave of laughter erupted, but Ava held her ground, gaze fierce. Fine, I will. I've been piecing together information from old records and stories passed down. If you'd only give me the chance to share, I've even located letters, diaries, proof of the connections. The mayor considered her for a moment, brow furrowed. You have records? What kind? Here. Ava hesitated, then fished a pack of weathered papers from her satchel. You see, my mother wasn't from here, but she was involved in everything. Her legacy is tied to this town, and it might just change how you all think about love and community. The tension in the room was palpable, as if time had frozen. Every eye was locked onto Ava, anticipation mixing with anxiety. They were teetering on the edge of a precipice. Could this be the key to their healing, or would it deepen the rifts? Please let her speak, Mr. Thompson said, his voice calm yet firm. We all deserve the truth. As Ava laid the papers on the table, Lily felt every heartbeat echoing the urgency of the moment. They were on the brink, standing at a crossroads that could unite or further fragment them. The stillness hung thick in the air, the world outside the town hall fading away. Would these revelations heal their wounds or expose deeper scars? And as Ava flipped through the documents, a mysterious smile played on her lips. Lily wondered, was this the beginning of a healing journey or a storm waiting to unleash its fury? Ava's fingers trembled as she unfolded the first yellowed page, revealing elegant, fading handwriting. The words seemed to lilt off the paper, each letter filled with emotions long buried. As she began to read, the room fell silent, the once restless crowd now hanging onto her every word. This letter, Ava began, her voice a whisper that slowly built in strength, was written by my mother to someone named Samuel. He was a founding member of this town. She paused, letting the weight of that name linger in the air. She writes about a friendship between their families, a bond forged in hardship. Lily caught Mr. Thompson's eyes, seeking some sign of recognition. They both felt it, a spark of curiosity igniting hope in their chests. Could this truly connect them all, beyond the divisions they denurtured for so long? What else did she say? Someone from the back urged, and the crowd leaned closer. Ava continued, her voice steadying as she read. They shared secrets, laughter, and plans, dreaming of a future where their families would be united. The air was thick with disbelief. Love and unity seemed far away, distant from the reality of hurt and whispers that clouded their town. But there in that moment, Ava pushed on, her determination pushing through the lingering doubt. But it's not just about the past, Ava declared, looking up from the page, her gaze sweeping across the room. My mother believed in healing, or at least the possibility of it. She wanted us to remember, not to bury what happened. We can't. A ripple of murmurs spread like wildfire in the audience. Lily felt the warmth of connection rising in her chest. Maybe the truth could mend the frayed threads of their lives. What happened to her? A voice, softer this time, voiced the question everyone was afraid to ask. Ava looked down, the flicker of pain crossing her features. She left. She didn't stay long after the town turned on her. She felt she had to protect me, to keep me safe from the judgment and pain. A gasp echoed in the far corner. So it was true. Her mother left because of us? Not because of you, Ava countered fiercely, but because of fear. We've let our past decisions dictate our present. It's time to break that cycle. The crowd exchanged hesitant glances. Anger and guilt battled on their faces, but so did flickers of hope. As Ava read another letter, detailing a long-lost promise of shared futures, tears began to swell in Lily's eyes. This wasn't just history, it was a chance to create something new together. But what do we do now? A voice quivered, caught between fear and encouragement. Ava set her chin firm. We have to decide if we want to be an echo of the pain, or the whispers of hope threaded through these pages. We can choose to embrace our shared histories, to stand together in a new light. Mr. Thompson stepped forward, his voice rising with undeniable strength. Let us not just read about the past. Let us act. Together, we can uncover more, forge new friendships, whatever it takes. The energy shifted in the room. Faces brightened with the dawning possibility of togetherness. But beneath the surface, Lily still sensed the deep-seated fears lingering, ready to surge at any moment. Wait, she said suddenly, a thought striking her. What if there is more to this story? What if there is something hidden in here, something we need to unlock before we can truly unite? Ava looked at her, eyes wide with realization. I don't know, but if we dig deeper it could lead us to answers we've missed. With that simple statement of uncertainty, the air buzzed with potential. They were on the brink of discovery, a journey into the unknown, and Lily felt the rush of excitement mingling with anxiety. Could they uncover the secrets that held the power to change everything? The next chapter of their intertwined lives awaited them, shrouded in mystery and the thrill of what might be uncovered. As they gathered their resolve, one question loomed larger than ever. What truths lay hidden, waiting to be revealed? The room pulsed with energy as Ava and Lily exchanged glances, a silent agreement forming between them. They needed to unravel the threads of the past, uncover the truth buried under years of hurt and misunderstanding. Slowly, Ava began to sift through more letters, her fingers caressing the frayed edges, as if she were seeking comfort from the words. There is something more here, she said, her voice low but steady. Something waiting to be found. Lily watched her, feeling the warmth of determination radiating from Ava. She glanced around the room, noticing how the crowd leaned in closer, each face illuminated by the flickering overhead lights, eyes wide with anticipation. Could they really step into a new beginning together? What are we looking for? A voice called out from the back, breaking the hush. It was Mrs. Henderson, her brow furrowed with concern. Ava looked up, her heart racing. We're looking for the truth about our families, she answered, feeling the weight of the moment press on her chest. If we can understand what truly happened, we might be able to heal. Taking a deep breath, she turned back to the pages. Mother mentioned a secret meeting between Samuel and her family, just before everything fell apart. That meeting might hold the key to understanding whatever drove our families apart. Lily felt a shiver run down her spine. It was a risk, but also a path forward. If we find out what happened at that meeting, we might also learn why so many have held onto their grudges for so long. Encouraged by Ava's voice, the crowd murmured in agreement. Hope flickered like a candle in the darkness, fragile yet persistent. Let us search for clues, Mr. Thompson suggested, his face lighting up with a thrill of possibility. We can break into groups, each one of us combing through records, old photos, anything that might lead us closer. The spark of unity ignited again, and people began whispering, buzzing with ideas. Suddenly, Ava's heart sank as another thought struck her. But what if we find something we didn't expect? Something that divides us even more? In that moment, the room fell silent. Lily stepped forward, her voice ringing true. But think about it. Knowing the truth, no matter how painful, might be the very first step toward healing. We can't stay stuck in the shadows of our history. She felt the intensity rising, the weight of her words hanging heavily over them. Would they dare to confront the past? Fingers trembling, Ava opened another letter. This one was dated just days before the meeting, she said. It's addressed to my mother, but as she read aloud, the air thickened. The letter was filled with anguish, detailing fears of betrayal and loss. The final lines sent a chill through the room. If Samuel truly believes in us, he will meet me there to find a way to overcome this darkness. If not, we're lost. Gasps erupted from all corners. Your mother believed in healing, whispered Mr. Thompson, his voice breaking with emotion. She was terrified but still willing to fight for connection. Tears pooled in Ava's eyes. But what happened? Did Samuel agree to meet her? We need to find out. Lily insisted, feeling adrenaline pump through her veins. Let us figure out where that meeting took place. It may not just be a secret location, but an understanding of everything our families have endured. The determination in the room was palpable. Ava could almost hear the echoes of her mother's hope reverberating against the walls. What if we came together next weekend? Someone suggested from the back. Start looking into anything we can find? Ava nodded, newfound energy buzzing through her. Yes. Everyone reach out to each other. We're all in this together now. But even as she spoke, a nagging worry lingered in Ava's mind. What if some truths were too painful to face? What if unleashing the past would only lead to more pain? The uncertainty hung in the air as they turned to leave, but a deep-rooted sense of commitment was growing. They were united now, ready to break the chains of the past, no matter where it led. And as the crowd began to disperse, Lily felt it, the dawning realization that they had just taken the first step into the unknown. What awaited them as they delved deeper into history? What secrets would they unearth, and were they prepared for the consequences that followed? The following weekend arrived with a crisp morning breeze that carried whispers of hope. Ava and Lily gathered at the community center, flanked by their newfound allies, ready to embark on a journey into the unknown. Each face radiated a mix of excitement and apprehension. They formed small groups, huddling around tables stacked with old records, family photos, and dusty folders. Ava felt a nervous flutter in her stomach as she glanced at the familiar chest of drawers that had been in her family for generations, now finding purpose beyond its old bones. We should start with what we know, Lily suggested, flipping through an old newspaper. It might lead us to the meeting point. Ava nodded, her gaze shifting to the table where Mr. Thompson was sharing tales of the town's history. You never know what might come up, he said, excitement bubbling in his voice. Every letter and photo tells a piece of the story. As they dived deeper into their search, the atmosphere grew charged with tension and memory. Ava unearthed photographs of her mother as a young woman, her bright smile radiating a youthful vigor that felt so distant now. She glanced over at Lily, who was lost in her own discoveries, her brow furrowed in concentration. The two of them seemed connected by an invisible thread, both seeking closure for their families. Suddenly, a gasp broke the hum of whispers. Ava turned sharply to see Mrs. Henderson holding an envelope, its edges worn. "Look at this," she exclaimed, eyes wide with wonder. "It's a letter addressed to someone named Samuel from Ava's mother." A hush fell over the room as everyone leaned in closer. The urgency in the air thickened as Mrs. Henderson began to read. The words painted a picture of turmoil, a plea for understanding wrapped in vulnerability. "I know our parents may never forgive us, but I believe love can bridge even the deepest divides," she read with trembling excitement. Ava felt a rush of emotions flood her heart. Her mother had felt the weight of their history, but still believed in the power of connection. What if this is the key to the meeting? Lily pondered, her eyes sparkling with possibility. That might mean they did meet. Ava's voice trembled with the excitement of the unfolding mystery. But did it change anything? The renewed energy reignited hope among the group, and they rallied around their quest, bouncing ideas off one another. They would visit each landmark mentioned in the letters, retrace steps their parents once took. Ava pulled out her phone, searching for locations related to the families. "What about the old mill?" "My mom mentioned it a few times," she said. That could be where everything happened. Good idea. Lily chimed in. Let us head there next. With determination welling up inside them, they agreed upon their plan. Conversations buzzed with excitement as they prepared to delve into the heart of their shared history. But in the back of Ava's mind, dread unfurled. What if the mill held dark secrets? What if their family shadows eclipsed the light they were fighting for? As they wrapped up their session, one question lingered in the air. What awaited them at the mill? Were they truly ready to unearth the foundations of their family's pain, or would the truth drown them in deeper waters? The group stood together, ready to face whatever lay ahead. The journey was only beginning, and Ava felt her heart pounding with each step toward the unknown. What truths would the old mill reveal? Would it shatter their hopes or usher in a new beginning? The drive to the old mill was filled with an electrifying mix of anticipation and fear. Ava's fingers drummed nervously on her leg as they navigated the winding road surrounded by trees that seemed older than time itself. She could feel the weight of the moment settling, and this wasn't just a building. It was a piece of her family's story, stitched together with secrets and heartbreak. As they pulled into the gravel parking lot, the mill loomed ahead, its once vibrant paint now peeling, a testament to years gone by. For a brief moment, Ava's heart sank. What if she found nothing but disappointment? Okay, everyone, Lily said, breaking through Ava's swirling thoughts. Let us focus on what we know. The group nodded, rallying behind her energy. Remember the letter mentioned something about meeting by the water wheel? That's our first stop. They stepped out of the car, the crisp air biting at their cheeks. The sound of crunching gravel beneath their feet filled the silence, but it felt oddly comforting. This place seemed to hold its breath, waiting for them to uncover what lay buried within its walls. As they approached the weathered water wheel, Ava's heart raced. The massive wooden structure stood as a relic of their past, and her imagination painted vivid scenes of laughter, tears, and maybe even love shared beneath its shadow. Mrs. Henderson led the way, brushing away some leaves to reveal an old stone. Hey, look at this, she exclaimed, kneeling down. What is it? Ava asked, her heart leaping. It looks like an inscription, Mrs. Henderson said, wiping it clean with the hem of her shirt. The moment felt sacred. As the letters emerged, the group gathered closer, their breath held in curiosity. Together, we face the current, Mr. Thompson read aloud, his voice steady but filled with wonder. This must be a part of Ava's mother's message. Tears pricked the corners of Ava's eyes. What did together really mean for her mother? Had she truly believed that against all odds, love could conquer the burdens of the past? Before she could dwell on it for long, Lily interjected, let us check inside. There has to be more here. She was right, and with a collective deep breath, they approached the old wooden door. It creaked in protest as they pushed it open, revealing a dark interior filled with shafts of sunlight filtering through cracked windows. The smell of damp wood and memories engulfed them. Ava felt a shiver run down her spine, but it wasn't just fear. It was something deeper, a connection to her past. Together, they moved cautiously through the space, navigating between old machinery and vacant corners. The air was thick with stories, whispers from those who had walked before them. Suddenly, Ava spotted something unusual on the ground near the back wall, a half-buried box. Heart pounding, she dropped to her knees, fingers trembling as she brushed the grime away. This could be it, she called out, excitement humming in her voice. The others gathered around, eyes wide with interest. Together, they pulled the box free. It felt heavy in their hands, like it contained years of hidden truths. As they pried it open, the contents spilled out. Old letters, a small locket, and a journal that looked like it hadn't seen the light of day for decades. Ava's breath caught in her throat as she realized the significance of what was before them. What if this holds the answers we didn't even know we were searching for? Silence enveloped them, the weight of the moment pressing in. Each person's gaze registered hope, fear, and perhaps the inevitable shift towards an unexpected path. But then something shifted in the air. Was that a sound? A faint echo reverberated through the mill, stirring Ava's instincts. It felt like they weren't alone. "Did you hear that?" she whispered, urgency flooding her voice. What or who could be in the shadows of their past, waiting to reveal more secrets? Ava held her breath, her eyes darting around the dimly lit space. The old mill creaked around them, a symphony of groans and whispers that only intensified her fear. Every shadow felt alive. Every rustle of the wind made her heart race. "Maybe it's just the wind," Mr. Thompson said softly, attempting to defuse the tension that settled among them. But the unease was palpable. "Wind doesn't sound like that," Lily said, her voice barely above a whisper. They looked at each other, the shared feeling of trepidation drawing them closer together. Ava swallowed hard, trying to shake off the chill crawling up her spine. She felt the cool metal of the locket in her hand, a warm reassurance. "Let us keep going, we have to see what else is here." They moved cautiously further inside. Sunlight filtered through the broken windows, illuminating dust motes that floated gently in the air. Ava tried to focus on the journal they had uncovered, hoping it would hold more clues about her mother's past. She wiped the cover, revealing an intricate design of leaves and flowers, now faint but beautiful. A tiny lock on the side seemed to beckon her to open it. "Wait," Lily said suddenly, her eyes wide. "Maybe we should open the letters first, they could give us context." The group gathered around as Ava carefully spread the fragile letters on the dusty floor. The handwriting was elegant, her mother's familiar loops and swirls jumping out at her like a long-lost friend. Lines like "I will always carry your heart with me" sent a wave of emotion washing over her. She scanned the pages, each word weaving a picture of love, longing, and unresolved moments of hardship, a story she had never fully understood. "Did you know she wrote poetry?" Ava whispered in awe. "No," Mr. Thompson replied, his brow furrowing as he focused on a line. "This is beautiful." A few moments passed in silence, the group absorbing the light each word shed on Ava's mother. But the serenity shattered as that same echo reverberated again, louder this time, a shuffling noise followed by a low creaking sound. "Okay, we should check that out," Mrs. Henderson suggested, her voice trembling slightly. Ava felt her heart leap into her throat, uncertainty twisting tightly within her. "What if it's just an animal?" she offered, but even she could see the fear in her friend's eyes. "Or someone who might know about the mill," Lily added. Ava nodded, the thought igniting a flicker of hope. What if they could uncover more about her mother's story? What if this shadowy figure held the key to the past? "Let us be careful," Ava urged. "Stay close." They made their way toward the back of the mill, the air thick with anxiety. Each creak beneath their feet echoed like a warning, amplifying the tension building. They rounded a corner, and Ava's breath caught as they stumbled upon a small, dimly lit room. A figure sat crouched in the corner, partially hidden behind a rusted metal machine. The wood-sealed room cast eerie shadows, but there was an unmistakable sadness in the air, a heaviness that beckoned them closer. "Hello?" Lily called out, her voice trembling. The figure whipped around, wide eyes meeting theirs, his expression stark with surprise. "You shouldn't be here," he said, his voice gravelly but urgent. Ava's heart raced.
"Who are you?"
"Someone who knows why your mother came here," he replied, rising slowly to his feet. Hope and dread coiled tightly within her. "What do you mean?" "I can help you," he said, taking a step closer. "But first, we need to talk about what you found." Ava's pulse quickened. What had she just opened the door to, and why did she feel that this could shatter everything she thought she knew? Ava's mind spun, her heart hammering against her ribs. The stranger's presence was almost overwhelming, as if he carried the weight of secrets too heavy to bear. She glanced at her friends, searching for reassurance, but even they appeared unsettled. "What did you mean by what I found?" Ava finally managed to ask, trying to keep her voice steady. "The letters," he replied, his gaze flickering toward the scattered pages on the floor. "They're more significant than you know." "Significant how?" Lily interjected, stepping forward with a mix of curiosity and fear. The man hesitated, as if debating whether or not to share more. "Your mother was looking for something that could change everything for you." His dark eyes locked onto Ava's. She believed in the power of stories, even those that were hidden away. She wasn't just a poet, she was uncovering the truth. Ava's breath caught in her throat. The weight of unspoken words hung heavily in the air. What truth? She whispered, hoping the answer would bring clarity instead of more confusion. I'm not sure you're ready for that, the man said, his voice softening. He looked so worn as he spoke, like he'd carried his own burdens for too long. But I owe it to her to at least try. Please, Ava urged, feeling a swell of desperation. I need to know what happened to my mother. He sighed deeply, as if crushed by years of history.
All right.
Your mother came to this mill because she believed it held answers to a soulful riddle. She wrote about it in her poems, an unfulfilled promise she made to her own past. It's tied to the town but also to her own family, secrets generations deep. The chill in the room deepened as Ava tried to digest his words. She had always sensed there were things about her mother that remained unspoken, hidden beneath layers of kindness and love. Do you have any of those clues? Ava asked, her heart flickering with a mix of hope and fear.
Can you show me?
I need to understand. The man stepped closer, his shadow swallowing the light. I can show you, but it will change everything. I don't want to be responsible for reopening wounds you might not be ready to face. Then let me decide. Ava insisted. She felt a spark of determination ignite within her. I deserve to know. A silence fell, thick and suffocating. The man seemed to weigh her resolve, visibly battling with an internal struggle. Finally, he nodded slowly.
All right.
But you must promise me no matter what you discover, you'll face it with an open heart. Ava swallowed hard, the gravity of his words pressing down on her. I promise. As the man began to lead them deeper into the mill, Ava's heart raced with anticipation and anxiety. They walked through a narrow corridor, the walls adorned with old, peeling photographs of faces she didn't recognize. Just then, a loud crack reverberated through the mill. Dust cascaded down from the ceiling, and they all froze, wide-eyed. The intruding sound echoed like a warning bell, sending a fresh jolt of fear coursing through Ava's veins. What was that? She gasped, glancing back at her friends, who looked equally alarmed. The man's expression shifted. It was serious, almost grim. We're not alone, it's time we hurry. Ava's stomach twisted. Suddenly, discovering her mother's secrets felt incredibly urgent, but the looming threat of danger added a chilling twist to the unfolding saga. What was waiting for them just beyond the shadowed corners of the mill? And as they pressed onward, the question echoed in her mind, could the truth also bring more peril than she was prepared to face? Ava's heart raced as they hurried through the dim confines of the old mill. Shadows flickered around them, the age-old wood creaking under their weight, echoing their urgency. This was her moment, the time to uncover secrets buried deep within layers of time. Please, just show us what you know, she pressed, adrenaline fueling her desire for answers. The stranger led them deeper into the bowels of the mill, where the air grew colder, infused with an eerie stillness. Settling into a small, hidden alcove illuminated by a solitary beam of sunlight, the man turned to face them. His eyes held a mixture of sorrow and determination. This, he gestured to the space around them, was where your mother believed she could unravel the pain that had plagued her family. The very walls here have stories to tell. Ava felt the weight of expectation hum in the air. It wasn't just about her mother anymore. It was about all of them. She glanced at Lily's steadfast expression and Mr. Thompson's watchful gaze, feeling the strength of their support envelop her. He reached up and carefully removed an old tapestry that hung low on the wall. Dust floated in the beam of light as it fell, revealing a map woven into the fabric, a map of their town. Ava's breath caught. This map, the man explained, tracing the embroidered lines with shaking fingers. Your mother's, theirs were intertwined. They spoke of unity and healing, a promise to tear down barriers created by misunderstanding. They thought this mill was the cornerstone of something greater. A rush of realization washed over Ava. So, they believed their families could come together? Yes, he nodded solemnly. But the truth remains hidden within this town's memories, an event that fractured them beyond repair. You have to unearth the past. With newfound purpose, Ava and her friends examine the tapestry further, their fingers brushing over the threads that linked their families together. Each knot seemed to pulse with potential, whispering to be untied, unraveled, set free.
Wait.
Lily interrupted, pointing excitedly. This spot marked here, it's near where I found that old letter. The one talking about a meeting. Exactly. The man exclaimed. That is the very location your mother searched for. The moment of truth, it could hold the key to why their relationship fell apart. He stepped back, a sense of seriousness had washed over him. But you all have to promise something first. Remember, uncovering this truth means facing not just the joys, but the pains and sorrows that have silenced generations. You must embrace it all, come what may. Yes, Ava breathed, instinctively nodding. We can do this. Together. Determination surged as they stepped out of the alcove, marching resolutely toward the exit. Each of them carried hope within their hearts, flickering like tiny flames fighting against the breeze of uncertainty. But they had promised to face it together, come what may. As they arrived back at the water wheel under the fading light, the group felt an unspoken connection, their lives now intertwined in this incredible journey. They were digging into their past with bravery, redefining the future. Lily stepped up, looking over her shoulder to meet Mr. Thompson's gaze. Okay, we can meet at the spot tomorrow, right? We can figure things out together. Yes, he replied, pride swelling in his chest. We will face what's there as a community. But the key is love will guide us through. Ava smiled, heart warmed by her friend's support. It was more than just an adventure. It was deepening their bonds, mending broken ties. No longer would they let fear divide them. Today was just the beginning of change. As the stars began to scatter across the sky, they turned to leave the mill for the last time that day. A quiet determination settled among them. They would reclaim the narrative, rewrite their story from pain to hope, and as the night closed in, Ava's heart swelled with gratitude. She had found more than just stories. She uncovered the power of unity and love's profound resilience against past scars. Together, they would illuminate the shadows and embrace whatever revelation awaited them. Tomorrow will be a new day, Ava whispered, glancing at the map one last time, already dreaming of the possibilities in the air. A sense of peace settled around them, like a promise. They were ready to step into the future, hand in hand. Now, it's time for you to make a difference. You need to subscribe now to not miss our next exclusive stories that inspire transformation. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and show your love for this journey. Comment below with your reactions and feelings about this heartfelt conclusion. Don't wait not even one more second to share this video with at least 5 friends who need to experience this inspiring transformation. Let us spread the hope.